Yeah. So yeah, we'll kick off quite quickly. So everybody, welcome to TLA Robotics and our Best of French Robotics webinar. Today we have 8 fantastic companies presenting. Unfortunately, someone locked themselves out, so they can't present today. Anyway, first a little bit about TLA Robotics, and we will jump quite quickly into the presentations because I'm pretty sure that's why you are here to see us. So TLA Robotics was founded in 2020. We focus exclusively on the European robotics sector. Our main activity is webinars for now, but we also look to hold a few in-person events as well once the pandemic kind of subsides. As a voluntary group, we have 3 aims, which is to encourage more investment in European robotics companies, to promote increased uptake of robotics and automation, and also to improve the gender balance in the sector. I should also note that TLA Robotics is part of a bigger group called TLA. There's also GTA, which is a large and growing voluntary non-profit group of technology professionals, which is free to join, and there's currently about 12,000 advocates or members. There are more than 20 different working groups, from 5G to retail tech to robotics, that we are part of them. Yes, so you'll find more information about that on Tech London Advocates website. That's in the bottom of the screen right now. So for everybody as well, please remember that this group is voluntary, and everybody who's presenting and organizing this has given their time for free for this. So the format is that every company will give a 5-minute presentation of their company and business. So who's TLA Robotics, by the way? We're currently 6 group members. I founded the group, Thomas Anderson. There's Natasha, who's currently working in surgical robotics. Philip, who's had his own system integration group. Mattia, who's also on the call, who works with Fives Group or Fibs Group. Manor, who's just started working with Accenture, and Aileen as well, who works with Botanas in the UK. So that's it. So this webinar has kindly been sponsored by Style Intelligence, or STIC Limited, which is my own business. We publish free market reports. Yes, you heard right. We publish free market reports on primarily mobile robotics sectors. So we've covered some of the companies that will be presenting here as well, and I'm sure you'll recognize them if you download here. If you go to our website, you can download these reports for free. So with that, actually, I will stop sharing my screen, and we can jump straight into Wondercraft with Marine Petrio. I hope I pronounced that right.
So my name is Marine. I'm a robotics engineer at Wondercraft, and I'm going to present you this company. So who are we? In Wondercraft, we design a lower limb exoskeleton to make disabled people walk again. So what we do is we want to leverage the state-of-the-art of robotics to provide a better rehabilitation and mobility to walking impaired people. To do this, we develop a 12 degrees of freedom exoskeleton because we believe this is what is needed to achieve a dynamic, self-balanced walk. And also, we believe it's necessary that the device is hands-free for the user, so we can avoid all the shoulder pain that is caused by the crutches that some of our competitors have. And then with the hands-free, we can carry out a variety of activities, such as just talking with your hands, or carry some objects, or eating, or everything you do in your daily life. So currently we have a talent that we commercialize in Europe. So it's a project for rehabilitation centers. With Atalante, it's possible to do some gait training with a realistic gait pattern, but it's also possible to do some standing exercises, as you can see in the picture. With the standing exercises, the exoskeleton will follow the upper body movements. So you can train some balance for the patient or reach further for objects. And it also provides some basic modes for locomotion, such as standing up, sitting down, turning, or going sideways or backwards. Also, when you're walking, you can configure the patient effort. So it's possible that the patient is fully passive if you configure it this way, or you can choose that the patient needs to do some effort with his lower limbs. So it's useful, especially for stroke rehabilitation. And at the end of the session, we provide some session reports with statistics on what the patient did during his session. We already have many users for Atalante. So 7 care facilities already booked it. And in those care facilities, we have more than 25 patients working with Atalante every week. And this makes up more than 130 sessions per month. So we can see that patients actually use it. And I included also some comments from physical therapists or doctors. And we can see that they find the device very useful in their work. Our vision goes further than just care centers. We also want to make a device for increased autonomy. So we want to go outside of care centers, and we want to go in people's homes, in the street, and allow people to use the exoskeleton in their daily lives. So we want to be able to go moving around the home, carry out a lot of activities from the daily living. We also want to go outside, take a walk in the park, maybe with friends or children. And we want to be able to take a cab or drive with the exoskeleton. So for this, we are developing a new platform that will be lighter than the previous one and with more functionalities. And we're also developing some navigation algorithms so that we will be able in the future to detect stairways or slopes and walk outside easily. So to this challenging task, we are starting to put ourselves in the situation that we will face later. So in 2020, we participated to the Cybathlon. So it's an exoskeleton race with paraplegic pilots, and included a link to our Cybathlon participation. So for this challenge, we had to stand up from a sofa, slalom around tables, go up and down stairs, up and down a slope, and through a door. In 2021, we participated to the Global Innovation Challenge. So this is more a daily life situation in the typical Parisian flat. And we had to do a lot of tasks such as laundry, toilets, eating meals, cleaning the floor, taking deliveries. And lots of the tasks were requiring the pilot's hands. So it was very interesting to see the challenges that were awaiting us. So that's it. We're trying to go for the future to a new platform, lighter and with more features. And we're starting to discover the situations that are related to indoors and outdoors with the exoskeleton. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks a lot for that, Maureen. With that, we'll jump straight over to Remy at Scallog.
Yes, sure. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I can share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So first, hello everyone, and thanks Tom for this opportunity to introduce our company and solution. So 5 minutes is short time, so we'll dive directly in the topic. So Scallog is a young and innovative company founded in 2013 by Olivier Rocher, who has developed a goods-to-person robotic solution for order preparation. So we work in the logistic warehouse world, and our solution is similar to the one that you can find in Amazon warehouse, for example. So So we are based just near Paris, and we're now 60 people. Lots of them, of course, are from research and development because we have a huge effort for both robotic and software development. Concerning our current developments, so we have today around 40 sites installed in France, obviously, but also in Belgium, Germany, Portugal, Switzerland, Singapore, and soon in Denmark. And for this strong international development, we also rely on partners specialized in automation with developed logistics skills and experience. For example, Scallog in Portugal, Span Group in Middle East, and also Pazzi Solutions, one of the biggest integrators in North America. So the UK is obviously a fast developing market, and we aim for such partnerships also in the following years. So now, if we go through the solution and the technology itself. So Scallog provides a very simple and scalable goods person picking concept that we call FlexiPick, both for B2B and B2C operation. So the principle is simple. Today in the warehouse, an operator spends approximately 70% of his time walking, and that's usually represent between 10 and 15 kilometers per day. And here with a solution like that, with a good person solution like that, we have mobile robots that will move under the shelf, that will lift the shelves and then bring them to the workstation. So the operator can focus completely on the picking of the products indicated by the system, and they don't waste time to walk and look after the products anymore. So the workstation, the operator is also helped by the lights to know exactly which product he's supposed to pick and where he's supposed to drop it in the correct order rack. So the result is usually a productivity multiplied by 3, approximately up to 600 picks per hour, because this walking part does not exist. And the other impact is the space that is saved because the shelves are close to each other also. So that's a turnkey solution, and everything that you can see on the screen. So the robots, the shelves that are completely customizable, and the workstation are provided directly from France. So this is the 3 kinds of software that we, not software, but this is the shelf units, the workstation, and the robots that we put. And robotic is cool, of course. So, but what about the software also? Well, the solution is connected with customer WMS or ERP that will send the order that needs to be prepared. And thanks to the software that we have developed, we have what we call a WCS that will optimize the order management, and a software that will pilot the fleet of robots to know exactly where they are supposed to be. So a solution like that, that's usually a payback in 2 years. So we have already seen some benefits, but the most important is also the flexibility, because that's basically, we allow our customers to start with what they need, which is often an issue, the logistic world, because they don't want, when they do automation, they don't want to have something that is oversized or undersized. So here we start exactly with what they have. And then after that, we just increase the size of the installation with the real evolution of the warehouse and of the demands of the customers. Because if you need more space, we just add shelves. And if you need more flow, there's more flow to handle, you just add more workstation and more robots. That's very easy. And just to finish with a few examples of sectors and activities where you can find us. So basically there's 3 main use cases. First one is the B2B, so replenishment of stores. Second one is the e-commerce, and third one is the kitting that we can do in the industry mostly. So inside this market, lots of sectors where automation makes sense. Cosmetics, for example, spare parts, small parts, books and supply, food and beverage, fashion, clothes, medical and pharma. So here you can see some customers that already have the solution. So some L'Oréal, Decathlon, Chanel, Airbus, for example, and also different sides from small and medium business to multinational companies. Of course, the solution is also chosen by a logistics provider to optimize their offer I try to respect the 5 minutes. I think that it's almost over. So thanks for your attention. And if you have any question, if you're interested by the topic, partnership or solution, whatever, don't hesitate to contact me. That will be a pleasure. So thanks a lot.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for that presentation, Remy. So next up is Alexandra.
Yes.
So I can just also say to all the attendees that you can place your questions in the Q&A tab that's in the bottom of the Zoom window if you want to ask the panelists any questions throughout the webinar. We will also select a few of those questions to put to all the panelists after the webinar. So.
Okay, just 1 second.
No worries. Are you getting on, Alexandra?
Yes. Okay. I cannot find my document. Okay.
Okay, we can jump over to the next one. Otherwise,
Yes, please. So I'm sorry. It's just
okay,
the time I didn't have before.
No worries. We will jump over to Pazzi and Juliet in the meantime. Then, so.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, can you see?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my name is Juliet. I'm an embedded system engineer at Pazzi, and I will present you our robots. So what we do is fully automated pizza restaurants. We have already opened 2 restaurants. Our aim is to provide good quality and hygienic food while answering the issue of labor shortage that all the catering sector is facing nowadays. This project has started in 2013 with 2 engineers, Cyril and Sebastian. And since then, we have raised over $15 million. And we have opened a prototype restaurant in late 2019 and a brand new restaurant in Paris city center just a few months ago. So we are 35 team members in this team, and we are relying on the help of Thierry Graffagnino, who is a 3 times pizza world champion, and he's always validating all of our recipes and everything. What you can see here is the public part of the robot. So all the clients can see the robot make the pizza. We can make 1 pizza in 5 minutes and up to 80 pizza per hour. And we have currently a 95% of uptime. In that machine, it's quite a big machine. We have a machine that makes 55 square meters with 120 actuators and 200 sensors, 3 6-axis robot arms. And one of the biggest challenges that we have to handle -20 degrees for the ingredients and plus 400 degrees into the oven, and all of that is automated. So how do we make a pizza? So every morning we fill in the hopper. When a client will order a pizza, the hopper will separate the dough, and the robot will pump some sauce from the bag. Then the pizza is made by the cobots and then disappears into the ingredient distribution system, which can contain up to 35 different ingredients. The pizza box distribution system which can handle over 200 pizza boxes, will take one, check that it's in the good order, and then send it to the kitchen. When the pizza is ready, it goes into the oven. And when it's cooked, the cobot will place the pizza into a box. We have 12 locations for those boxes. And this system will make sure that the client can withdraw their pizza. For the software solution, we have two different softwares. One in the contact with the client that will allow the client to order its pizza and will also manage all the supply chain management by ordering new ingredients when we are getting low and raising alerts for the maintenance team if there is any issue. And more machine software, which will handle all the machine and all the actuators. To make that happen, we can count on a very important partner that we have in Portugal, which is a very big factory that allow us to have a 5 months lead time from starting to find the new location for restaurants to installing the robots. Our business model is based on the fact that in the fast food industry, 36% of the revenue are expenses with labor, and actually the whole catering sector is facing a very harsh labor shortage. And in the fast food industry, you have a 100% turnover, so every year you have to renew the whole team, and we will still face this issue because we have someone to welcome the clients, but with far less impact. We are currently working on a Series B fundraising for the coming year, and then we will roll out some new restaurants, especially with franchise in the coming years. So thank you for your attention.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for that, Juliette. Very interesting to see how restaurants and dark stores and so on as well are developing. For all the panelists as well, I just want to say that have a look at the Q&A tab. We're starting to get a few questions, so if you want to respond to them by text, that's okay. Alexandra, any?
I try again. Hope it will work this time. If not, then I will. I suggest that I send you my presentation, and then for the next, I try again. Yes, this time Perfect. It's working. So everything is everyone is able to see.
Yes.
So a short presentation about Alstef Group. We are based in the middle of France, in the center of France. We are specialized in airport intralogistics and also healthcare. So we let's talk maybe shortly about airports. So we are specialized in old whole baggage screening. So all the airport system you can see, in fact, for all the passengers, there is always something that you cannot see is all where the luggage are going when you arrive to the airport before you get your luggage back when you take the plane. So it's big systems with conveying systems and sorting. Our other business is intralogistics. That this is why we are today attending the ITL. So this is probably the part that I will more develop today, and healthcare, because we have also a small entity with also disabled people and some equipment that also can help our customers. So here are some reference for the airport customers. So yeah, as you can see, we are involved in very big projects. Of course, we are working in France, but I would say that our main business is here in the export market. So we used to be Alstef 350 people, and for now 2 years we have integrated a company called Gait Training, which is based in New Zealand, and who is exactly involved in the same business. So now with airport business, we are now more than 850 people. Now a target on our intralogistic customers. So we are, as you can see, in in single item order picking. So with the system order store, I think you know that the system, it's a Norwegian system. So we are distributing in France for 10 years now. We are also specialized in the high-speed parcel sorting. This is a new activity that we caught from our New Zealand company. And so here is an overview about the customers we have. So as you can see, we are present in a lot of fields of activities. So we are in the agri-food, logistics. So you can see that they are the main 3PL present. Industry, so it's quite wide, but we are in all industry fields like automotive, for example. We are, of course, with AutoStore in the order picking, and as you can see in chemistry, paper print, so it's quite large. Just to understand exactly what Alstef is, because it's always complicated to understand, because as you can see, we are in many fields of activity. We are integrator, and we design the whole system in intralogistics, meaning that we first of all analyze all the data from our customer. They have a project of automatization. They have no idea if it's something that they can do, if it's worth or not to have any automated system. So we first of all, we make this data analysis, and then we design the whole system. So of course here you can see it's very big system, but of course we have a lot of small installation. For example, AutoStore about only 5,000 bins, to up to stacker cranes, for example. So you can imagine that it's a very big building, logistic buildings, where we put, for example, stacker cranes, AGVs, and all the connecting equipment necessary in the intralogistic field. And of course, then before we sell the installation, we make all the simulations and emulations showing if what we design is correct or not. So, and it allows also us to save some time on site. So in fact, Alstef is a big how can I say, engineers, staff, and of course we make all the realization afterwards, and of course the maintenance. So we are really involved in the logistics project, from A to Z. Of course, the service software, as I said, control software. So we are also owner of our own WMS system for intralogistics, but also for airplanes. Of course, we are obliged to know exactly where each luggage is, where the luggage are in our system. Yes, so I think we are done now. I don't know if we did exceed another 5 minutes, but I hope that you have now a better view about what Alstef Group is doing. And I will be happy to answer to your questions later on.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for that presentation. We still have the Q&A tab open. You can now also upvote any of the questions if you think one question is better than any other, or if you want to have an answer to that question. With that, we'll jump over to Anthony at Stanley Robotics.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm sharing my screen right now, and I hope you see it. Okay, so I'm Anthony Troublé. I'm the robot team manager in Stanley Robotics, and we're a robotics company based in Paris. So I'll first introduce Stan, the nice robot you can see right now, with this video that will tell you more than I can. So it's basically the first outdoor autonomous valet parking robot in the world. And it all started in 2015 when our founders, Aurélien and Clément, were researchers in autonomous driving and figured that the all that is required for autonomous driving will not make sense in vehicles that are parked 99% of time for a long time. So they decided to engineer this platform that makes any vehicle autonomous for a few minutes on use cases where it already makes sense right from today. So we are currently handling parking lots, as you can see right now, and I will tell you more in a second. So yeah, next logo. It's not only about a robot, but it's a full suite and a full solution. So it starts with interfacing our customers' IT systems, and then the yard management, because we need to make sure that when we decide where to park a car, it makes a lot of sense. It enables us to save some space in order to, for instance, improve up to 50% of parking space required for the same amount of cars. We also have fleet management system that enables several robots to cooperate and work together on the same ground, and a supervision solution so that our customers can supervise the whole fleet and also supervise each robot individually if they want. And this is all based on the patented hardware. So the robot that you could see in the slide before. We provide also on-site operation and maintenance. So telling you more about our experience. So we've been working for a few years already in the airport parking lots in Saint-Exupéry Airport near Lyon, for instance, where we have achieved more than 30,000 vehicle movements in nearly 4 years, and we were running on a 600 spaces parking with actual customers getting in and out with their cars. We've been also running in Gatwick Airport for our London mates that are connected. And today we are now hitting the finished vehicles logistics compounds that are up to 10,000 cars. So that's where we are, and how now it's what we are looking at. So as you could see, we're able to grab and move vehicles. So we are confident that we're able to do that with many other kinds of goods and transport them wherever we need to. We are also considering the storage and preparation streams in logistics, including picking for port, airports, manufacturing plants, whatever. And finally, we are also considering very specific use cases thanks to our autonomous technology. We're able to consider use cases for cleaning and security and so on. So basically, we consider we have proven the solution for vehicle logistics. Now we are expanding in several businesses for this, and are considering any kind of new businesses. So if you are willing to partner and discuss more, feel free to send me an email or visit our website, and I'll be more than happy to discuss with you guys. And I think we delivered in less than 5 minutes, so I will leave you the stage now.
Excellent. So we have some breathing space as well. Thanks, Anthony. With that, we'll jump straight over to Exotec. Very exciting French robotics company right now. Over to you, Aurora.
Nice. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so today I'm going to speak about Exotec. So my name is Aurora. I'm a sales engineer at Exotec. And first, I'm gonna make a quick overview of the challenges of the supply chain and how Exotec solution can help with them. So supply chain for companies is a quite complex subject, as they have to struggle with more and more constraints, like fast deliveries, high level quality, and reduces the costs of everything. So Exotec solutions can help them with their order preparation processes with solutions that are more performant, scalable, and flexible to support them with those challenges. So few examples here. Just to give you an idea, the Exotec can have a range of solutions quite large. We start with small solutions with about 5,000 toads and around 10 robots, with way more big solutions with like here with Unico 80,000 toads and 500 robots. So this is, we can quite adapt to the client's needs and also to have the answer about their specific challenges. Here, for example, with Leclerc, it was more about support them with their extensions and the growth. So we made the project in 4 phases. Decathlon, we were more about how to be faster in order preparation to have short time deliveries with their orders for B2B and also for B2C. And we're doing both in the same warehouse. For Carrefour, it was more about performance making. To deliver some drives, we can now deliver 4,000 tools orders per day with the system we delivered to them. With Unico, it was more about body saving, so they save some money every year. So this is how we help the companies with this, and with this short video, I will show you a bit more about the system. So here we have an overview of the system of Logitech in Chartres, in the south of Paris. And it explains how we make all the preparation there. So you can see here the robot climbing into the system to catch a toad and then bring it to the operator. The operator takes the article, puts it in a toad and validates the transfer. Then we also have an automated picking device with a robotic arm that is directly picking in the scaffold and making the order like this. Everything is synchronized between the automated station and the manual station to complete the orders with different articles. Then we pack the order and it goes to the final customer who is happy to have this order. And so very quickly, I'm going to explain a little bit about the system. So the SkyPod system is the center of our solution. Basically, it's a good cement solution with a big storage here. Inside, we have some totes big enough to have 400 and 600 carton inside, and a fleet of robots that takes the totes and brings it to the stations. The system can go up to 12 meters height, so it can increase a lot the storage density inside the warehouse. And we have several types of stations to answer that the client's needs. And finally, I'm going to say a few words on who we are really. So Exotec, we were founded in 6 years ago, 2015. And since then, we know actually a big growth. We had like 2020, sorry, we made $60 million revenue. For this year, we aim to go up to $100 million revenue. So we're quite doubling like every year. We aim to reach 360 employees by the end of the year. For instance, I arrived at this company 2 years ago, and we were 90. So we have an impressive growth of the company. We are located near Lille in the north of France. Our facility, we made our robots Alstef, and we also have some other facilities for the maintenance to give a high performance and high disponibility of the system. And today we also have a big expansion internationally. Today we have clients in North America, Japan, and everywhere in Europe. So this is how Exotec is able to give a performant, flexible, and scalable solution to respond to clients' challenges with their supply chain. I'm done.
Thanks a lot for that. Unfortunately, there was a bit of background noise there, but I think we could hear what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Yeah.
That's no problem. I should add that unfortunately, we organized this webinar today, which is also the same day that there is a big trade show in France called CITL, where both Remy and Aurore are exhibiting. So they're actually presenting from the trade show. So you're getting a live insight into the warehouse automation space. With that, we will join the last presentation from Lucas Robotics and Jonathan.
Here it is. So here is Lucas company. So I'm Jonathan Lucas from Lucas family. We are a family-owned company, and since 50 years we build machines, and more soon we're doing gantry robots and auxiliary axis for robots. We have a turnover around 18 million euros, and we are near Bordeaux. So of course, at the beginning, we didn't make robots. We make machines for big OEM, and we still have this activity. And now we are with building our own robot, more on the heavy load part. So here is how we are structured. So we are part. My father is the actual owner. What is interesting with Lucas is that we made those gantry robots, which is big machines, and we do everything on site. That means that we start from metal sheet, and we buy components for the PLC, and we made the full robot from zero to a complete deliverable robot to our customer. So we are growing. About how the business is made, in fact, we sell to manufacturer of machines and integrator. Those integrators sells to end users, but we talk to end users to say that our products are good, but we don't sell directly to people like Renault, PSA, or Airbus. We sell to people like the one before, like SPI, Actemium, and the others. So our ambition today we want to be a true European actor. Today we sell, of course, in France. We have people in Italy, a distributor in Spain, and in Netherlands, and we want to expand to the other European countries. So as you see, we have a very modular system with the way that we build it. To imagine the beam you have in front of you is 22 meters. So we work with big OEM also, but it is not application. And this is a product. What you have in front of us, in fact, is play like a Lego, but Lego that can play with a 4-ton payload capacity. So we can make auxiliary axis for robots, any label of robot. It can be a Fanuc, a KUKA, ABB. We can hold robots on this our gantry system, or we can propose gantry system alone with its own control system. So we have auxiliary axis like that. For example, you have one here. So that's the base of the product. Then we multiply those to make multi-axis system, always in good accuracy and heavy load. So we have also on-pillar application. So this one, for example, is to load and unload machines. And the one below is to make welding application for car industry. So all those are standard. I don't know why. Sorry, the presentation is a bit low. So we have also the 2-axis application. So I don't know if you want to start. Sorry, but the video doesn't play. But this is, for example, is for food industry to palletize. So in this case, for example, we don't make the gripper. We only provide the robot and the control system, and the gripper is made by the integrator. And we have the 4-axis robot, 3 or 4. So we can make a very long beam and multiple axis system. You can do also gantry, cantilever application, so with only one x-axis. And we do all what we call the hybrids. That means that when we hold any label of robot on our axis, so we mix different type. This one, for example, is for shipbuilding. Yes. And then I will, we don't have time, but we are, of course, furnishing all the services which there are around this product. We have a team able to go anywhere in Europe to install those kind of robots, and also to help with all the CNC parts, PLC parts. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for your presentation, Jonathan. I think with that, we're done. Can I just mention to a few of the participants or the panelists that there have been a few questions, potential distribution and so on as well. So please check the Q&A tab for that as well. And also for the attendees, you know, we have recorded this webinar, so it will be shown on our YouTube channel again after a few days. Normally it takes a few days to get that up. I should also mention that we have a another event coming up on November 17th, which is then Best of Spanish Robotics. So yeah, if you want to register for that as well, you can just go to our website and go to schedule, and you'll find the Spanish as well. Yeah. So unfortunately, we also had a cancellation by Agriculture, but I must say, I must thank all the presenters for being very disciplined to keep to the 5 minutes, which means that we have done this in record time, normally for TLA Robotics.
That's the French power.
Perhaps, yeah. So as I said, there's a few questions in the tab, but so I will pose one question from a personal point of view, perhaps. So we've seen a lot of supply chain, I'll say, disruption with the pandemic, and especially building robots and so on that rely on certain, I'll say, product or components and so on as well. Perhaps some of the attendees can just give us an idea if things are coming back to normal in terms of lead times, getting LiDARs, getting any other kind of components that are key to your products.
About lead time, it's very hard right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and to have component, as you see, we use a lot of steel plate because we cut ourselves with a laser. So we buy steel plate directly from foundry, and the price went, it's twice the price that we buy 1 year ago. And today we are not arguing about how to have the, if we will have the steel plate or not. We're just arguing to have it. Just we don't pay with price. We just, in fact, the supplier said that we have chance to have steel plates.
Okay, so that's an interesting. I didn't really think about that. I was thinking more about the, I'll say, the little components of the electronics, but that's obviously a key factor as well in in supply chain, the raw materials as such. So
Yeah, raw
And
material.
Jonathan, what about lead time, like for shipping as well, and those delays that you can have?
Yeah, it's for us it's very hard because we have a lot of it's mainly steel, and then there is component, and some component that usually are easy to find now can have a very huge delay, and there is some kind of gearbox, some special gearbox that we use. We can, in fact, sometimes suppliers say it's okay, so they give the confirmation of delivery, and then they call us back 2 weeks before and say, okay, it will be 2 weeks more. So it's very hard to follow sometimes with the supplier.
I would add maybe that for instance, on Stanley Robotics side, we've been witnessing that the lead time for chips and chips-led components are maybe not expanding anymore. So it's more or less stabilized now. It's very long, so it requires a lot of anticipation for manufacturing.
very interesting. So can you see that they are starting to go on the other direction perhaps as well then? Or they are just stabilized and
I would say from my perspective, it's only stabilized now, but
okay.
still a bright side.
Yeah. Any of you from Wondercraft or Exotec, Scallog, anyone else?
Yeah, from my side, it's kind of the same situation that we meet with Jonathan. I mean, for the moment, we try to keep, let's say, times that are correct, but we know that we have made some stock for the components, for example, because we knew that this will represent a problem. So for all of the projects we have in backlog, I mean, for the moment, it's okay, but now each new project we start discussing, it's like, okay, just for you to know, if we do this project, we have more time. That's a speech that you may have here 1 year ago if we have met, for example. And yes, price of the steel also have increased. We succeed for the moment. We have, let's say, still good prices, but we hope that it's gonna go back also to the situation of before, and that's the point that we keep in track. Yes, almost on daily basis.
Interesting. Okay, I mean, there are quite a lot of specific questions for the panelists.
Yes, there was some question for Pazzi from Ekim about like if anyone can open a pizzeria, like someone seriously committed to open a pizzeria, how much time it takes, and does anyone can just make an inquiry, or is it open for anyone?
So actually we are working on opening into franchise restaurants, so anyone can be a franchised restaurant, and we have a 5 months lead time from securing the location for the new restaurant to installing all the robots and making it work. So 5 months.
Interesting. So, and also if for the attendees, yeah, so if you want to get in contact with any of the presenters, if you forgot to take any, as to say, a screenshot, or if you can't find the details, email us on tla.robotics@gmail.com, and we will forward your details, and then the presenters will reach back to you as well. So I think with that, unless anyone, Mathieu, do you have any other questions?
I wanted to ask something to Stanley Robotics. I found it quite interesting that now with their business, they succeeded in the airport and in those parking, and they're looking to expand to different kind of solution and moving more towards the intralogistic that is not for vehicles. Are you already developing something? Do you already have some customer requesting those developments, or can you share anything?
I'm sorry, do you mean about intralogistics?
Yeah, you were explaining that you are looking to apply this concept you have to other fields. Is there something that...
No, it's really, to be honest, it's really prospective right now. We are currently succeeding in finished vehicle logistics, which is already a pretty large market. And that would be our next step.
Okay, yeah, because it's quite complex and there are multiple players as well.
Yeah, definitely, and that's especially where we think we would need some partnering to succeed in this kind of field.
Okay.
Excellent. Any other questions, Mathieu? Otherwise,
no, I think was nice to have this spectrum of different solutions from different fields and all from France. Very nice.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks a lot to the presenters and also to ourselves, the organizers, Mathieu, Tom and Eileen as well on the call. With that, we'll say thank you. There'll be an email after this in a couple of days with the YouTube link as well. Yeah, so thanks everyone and have a really good day now.
Thanks. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.